Well, hello, friends, and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is National Sales Director Kristin Sharpe, and I'm calling in with your Thursday Thankful Message. Well, happy February 28th, month end. I know many of you are working today to end this month with a win. Some of you are higher than a kite, and you're like, this has been the best month ever. And some of you are thinking, wow, I've had to make some adjustments. This has not gone as planned. And so either way, I hope that you'll make the decision to maximize the next 24 hours, especially with all the company has going on for us with the amazing vitamin C squares promotion, the BOGO sale, as well as the generous offer with the 5 time-wise repair sets that you can get at a discounted price. So with that being said, today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-coaching because one of the battles that we all have to fight is the battle with discouragement, because our dreams, our goals don't always come true on our timetables, right? You know, we all go through disappointments, missed goals, and adversity. And in those times, it's easy to lose enthusiasm, happiness, joy, and passion for life and our Mary Kay business. And in those times, of course, it's great to have a family member, a friend who can encourage us. It's also great to have a recruiter, a director, or maybe a national sales director to cheer us on. But one of the things I've learned in my career is that other people cannot keep us encouraged. Other people cannot keep us cheered up. They can give us a boost and they can help us from time to time. But if you really want to have a life of success, that encouragement, self-motivation, and self-coaching has to come from the inside. We must learn to self-coach ourselves. And this is especially true when times get tough and things aren't going your way. Because at those moments, you may not feel like pursuing your dreams or, in this case, finishing the month strong. And in your mind, perhaps, you're telling yourself things like, it's just not worth it. It's never going to get any better. I might as well just settle for where I am. But you guys, deep down in your heart, there has to be a resolve, a strength on the inside that says, I refuse to settle for where I am. Gosh darn it, I am earning that cruise with Mary Kay. I know that God has a great plan for my life and my business, and I'm pressing forward and becoming everything that He has created me to be. You guys, you must draw strength, encouragement, and self-motivation from within. Here's why. I have found because, sometimes when I have needed that encouragement the most, right, the people that I've counted on to, encourage and motivate me, well, they weren't available. Have you had that? The friend who normally calls, she might be out of town. Or maybe it's your spouse. He's your encourager, and maybe he's having a tough month, and he can't pour into you. Or maybe your recruiter or your director are preoccupied with their own challenges. You guys, that's why when you learn to dig down deep and encourage, motivate, and self-coach yourself, there is real freedom. Because when you're in difficult times and you're tempted to get down, whether it's a bad production month or someone quits or you miss a goal, don't dwell on the negatives and replay over and over all the reasons why things won't work out and how impossible your situation is. Instead, I want to encourage you to stop the chatter in your head, that negative self-talk. Instead, start playing over in your mind all the great things that have happened to you. How is your life blessed? My goodness, you're a Mary Kay beauty consultant with a company that millions of women want to be associated with. So take a minute. Think of a time when you were disappointed, when it seemed doors were closed. But now looking back, you know that things worked out for the best. My point here is learn to play the victories over and over again in your mind. If you've suffered a setback or you've been through a disappointment, remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. I can't tell you how many times I've had to repeat that to myself. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You may have been knocked down, but you weren't knocked out. Ladies, you got to get back up, dust yourself off, and remember that God has you in the palm of his hand. I just remember in my brain over and over again that Mary Kay Ash herself would say, my knees were the bloodiest of them all. You guys, so much of self-motivation and self-coaching is the conversations we have in our own head. And I love this fact. 85% of our business is mental. 15% is skill. So if that's the case, we need to be sure to spend a lot of time getting our heads right. So if you want to change your life and make it better, the one thing that you can do that all successful people do is change your self-talk and learn the art of self-coaching. You know, the human brain operates in many ways like a computer. So whatever you put into it is exactly what you'll get back out of it. And the brain stores messages for us. It's like this giant filing cabinet, if you can picture that. And it doesn't know the difference between something that's true or false or bad or good or positive or negative. All it does is it just takes the messages in, it stores them, and it acts on those messages as though they're true. So the result of this is that who we are or who we believe ourselves to be is based on the programs that we have stored about ourselves in our subconscious mind. So without us even thinking about it, our program takes over and starts to direct our lives for us. Crazy, huh? Self-coaching and coaching others is a skill that I use more than anything else to move women up the career path. And you guys, to self-motivate myself and to keep myself on track. So just know, self-coaching impacts your business, your relationships, and how you interact and communicate with others. And self-coaching is a skill for self-development and really performing at your best. It happens through the art of asking yourself quality questions. Quality questions that challenge, stimulate, and guide you to continual growth and progress in your business and in life. So, you learn to coach yourself when you have gone from self-awareness to self-reflection. And self-awareness leads to self-reflection, which naturally leads to self-coaching. You know, I love this African proverb that reads, when there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot harm you. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot harm you. So, I want you to think about this. What would happen if you said to yourself, when you got a negative thought or something that you know was not a good self-coaching question, a negative thought you had in your brain, okay? What would happen if you said, this thought is not serving me? Or, what would be a better thought in this moment? Or I like to say, cancel, cancel, cancel. Or, I'm rebuking that thought in the name of Jesus. You guys, we have 156,000 to 166,000 thoughts per day. And if those thoughts go unchecked, 90% of them can be negative. And it's proven that 80% of the thoughts that we thought yesterday, we're thinking today. So it's critical that you catch your thought in the moment and you ask yourself, is that thought hindering me or helping me? Is that thought hindering me or helping me? What is going on in your inner world is reflected in your outer world. So, when you use words like overwhelmed, it's not like people are saying, I can't wait to be overwhelmed too. You guys, that type of self-talk makes people say, yikes, I I don't want to do what she's doing. So rather than saying, I'm overwhelmed, you could say to yourself, I have an abundance of possibilities that I get to prioritize. Let me tell you, I ask myself this question a lot, especially having a 2-year-old. What can I do to maximize this moment? Or what will give me the greatest return on my investment of time today? Ooh, that's a great question to ask yourself on month end. What will give me the greatest return on my investment of time today? Or whose life can I impact today? How can I make an impact today? You guys, I love to ask myself when something hasn't maybe gone as planned, what did I learn from this? Or how can I do this better next time? Or what can I do differently that will give me different results? All right. So, you got it? Self-coaching, you guys. The power of our thoughts. Oh, my goodness. I hope throughout the day you're asking yourself, what am I looking forward to today? Or what am I enjoying most about this day? Or what am I most grateful for that happened today? Always ask a more beautiful question for a more beautiful answer. You guys, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is powerful. I'm going to ask you to apply these self-coaching questions to your life. And utilize them today as you're stretching to find your win. You see, what you do today not only will finish the month strong, but will create momentum for March. I believe in you, and I am praying for a fabulous finish in the month of February. This is National Sales Director Kristin Sharpe signing off. Make today a day that counts.